So so when the banks collapsed, um, when the Federal Reserve collapsed, um, the banks came together and they started suing. Not Wall Street, the banks. And when they were suing, they were undoing confusion, which is dumb. The judge started ejecting them from court. And in the undoing of confusion, they learned that the cops were doing shield murders, I guess. I'm a police officer. I'm telling you he's guilty. I'm a police officer. This is the proper direction to have people murdered. Yeah, it was humongous. I believe it was the grand indictment or the grand death penalty of the 12 or something. They came across a movie called The 12 or the 12 court hearing, the prosecution of the 12. They said 12 police officers committing a person's crime, murder, suicide, death, were trying to manipulate the law through inhabiting a second person's sentenced them to death. The judgment was nonetheless their documents. Their documents are saying. Can I get a bottle of water? Thank you.
The first 3 months, we saved $4,100.
Our children saved me over $6,000 in education.
So in the prosecution of the 12, the judge said it's illegal to fall on the defendant. The reason you're innocent is because the judge hasn't produced or the police haven't produced the defendant. The law sees, or the defendant. The reason we're not guilty is because the judge hasn't produced the defendant. The reason we're not guilty is because the judge hasn't produced the plaintiff. It is illegal to fall on the protections of the absence of the plaintiff. So people like Trump tried falling on it, and they're not the president anymore. They lost their businesses. Because they were cops, they actually detailedly discussed cop committing crime to prevent the law, committing crime with the documents and the documents they have access to prevent the judge from properly giving judgments by talking to the plaintiff. You got a light? So because the 12 were cops, the judge detailedly explained that it's a criminal act to try and evade court or court discussion or law or prosecution because the plaintiff isn't there. That the documents will clearly show a person. The plaintiff would have said this. The plaintiff would have told an account of an abuse. Obviously, the documents will represent that. So it's prosecutable and executable. And the judge told the attorney and the prosecution, so when you file your complaint, make sure you add all the way to the death penalty. absent a physical person by the explanation with documents. Physically, told him the whole court, the country, everything. So, so it's pretty horrible. So in their display, they try to say, "Oh, look at the plaintiff. Where's the plaintiff?" Yeah, therefore he's not a plaintiff, and the judge actually, because I'm in a homeless shelter and there's parolees around, obviously he's a bad person, he's with parolees, and the judge detailedly covered it. You guys are a cop. You guys walk up to him and kidnap him. We got we got judges kidnapping children to their homes, raping them. We got cops pulling people over, raping them in the car. We got this shit on camera. Where in your employment does it say you're allowed to have sex in the squad car? You pulled them over and committed rape, and told them, it's part of the law. We'll uphold the law and let you go. So it's pretty horrible.